Okay, so we're recording. About to start up the video. Voila. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Bernhard Schicht, for short just Bernie. I come from Germany. I developed trading bots for over 20 years. And I'm the founder of Slash GmbH, which means limited in German. At the moment I'm in Canada, and I'm not far away from Brian, and we met and talked about further possibilities. And he showed me a lot about his platform Motivray. So I think there's a lot of talks we can do, and a lot of collaboration. Because we developed something, you have to think about kind of middleware. So we're connecting bots with trading platforms. So our mascot is this octopus. So you can see here the discs are in the head, and they represent trading bots, and TradeManager is the octopus and connects them to any trading platform. So the nice thing is you can connect any bot, could run on any platform, as long as they have developed the adapter. So we did many adapters already. You can see them here. It's on our back page. Yeah, you can have a look and see which ones we have connected. Today I want to show you a few simple use cases. And yeah, let's start. So one example is we have different trading bots running on JForex, and we want to connect them to a platform. So say you have JForex running, and different strategies running, and you connect it via TradeManager to FTX. Or you want to Deribit, it's also possible. I took Deribit because they have a nice demo environment, and I don't want to do trades live now because FTX always provides live accounts. So how does it work? Just open JForex. I open the position here already. And yeah, I can enter another one. We can make some short here. Next one down. And yeah, this is just a trading platform using like MetaTrader. So this is just JForex. So if I look in TradeManager now, which is TradeManager here, you can see two filled positions. And they are the same, like you can see down here. Some ID. You can see the ID matches. And this ID matches. The nice thing is, if I think I'm on the wrong way, I can just close it here. But maybe before I'm doing this, I'll show you the trade filled here, because it's running a daily bit. And here you can see the short one. Slightly market entry was 29430 microscopy, and here was 29487. So you see it's a much better price, and that is why it's widespread. You can see 121 because Bitcoin US dollar, while Deribit is much better on the price. On the Deribit platform, we're trading BTC perpetual in the demo side. You see the spread is much lower, which is still high today, but this is demo, so 40 pips or dollar here, it's possible. But on the other side, we got a better price, and that's perfect. So we're almost in a positive range. So what happens when I trade a position here? It will be also executed on the Deribit platform based pro rata. So if my equity is much higher here, of course I will trade much more Bitcoin. So here's 0.1 Bitcoin long, and it's minus 0.1, and that will be converted to 0.75 and 0.78. It depends a little bit what the equity is, the moment of the entry, and where the price is, so it can differ a little bit. And also, Deribit does dollar entries, but in TradeManager we do like a standard, so we convert all the amounts to trading normal trading amount. Like if you trade euro US dollar, all the trades are in euro. So if I want to trade Bitcoin US dollar, I also want Bitcoin in Deribit, not US dollar. So this is converted for me automatically. So if I'm closing one here, then it will be also closed on Deribit. I can close the other one, and bang, done. So everything is closed on Deribit. So now I can do this for several JForex. I can open 2, 3, 4, 5 JForex and can trade this automatically like on one receiver account. So this way I could create a trading basket. We were also displaying this in here in my section. Here go products, bot baskets. I also did a presentation about this, how to combine a bot basket and trade that. So let's go back to the example A. So you've seen just by one JForex to one crypto exchange. So we can use this for other exchanges as well. Let's go to example B. There's a very complex API. Let's say you want to trade your bot on bots.io, which is actually a nice platform. It's meant that grandpa and grandma can also trade crypto, and it works like this. You put a bot on the platform, and then the customers can just book one of these bots. Here you can see like bot of the week, and you can enter this. But unfortunately, the documentation is horrible. It's like it's a lot of to do and how to enter, and you have to and put the Swagger editor and learn how to connect, and yeah, it's a lot to do. But we can simplify this just by TradeManager. So what we did is we just took a JForex strategy and a MetaTrader strategy, and yeah, we connected them both on via TradeManager to bots. I'm going to show you this now. So here you can see the JForex strategy, the same thing as we did before. So now there's a bot running. It's called Swarm algorithm. It's just trading volume mainly. So it's doing quite well. It's Swiss franc, and now you can see here the result on bots.io. See, you have these three positions. If there's any pending, you see here, filled, closed. Trade a lot. There were also some MetaTrader trades. So they get combined here, the JForex, which you can see here, and the MetaTrader, which you can see here. So if you do a trade, like if I go long here, say this, there's also 3 bots running, one on Ether, US dollar, Bitcoin US dollar, and Bitcoin US dollar. I just chose the sample ones. So if I'm doing this manually, because I want to show you now that's how it's trading, so now I have another trade. So yeah, I combined 2 different senders into one. I can, of course, I can set it up like with weight and balance and yeah, how to trade, and yeah, and I can set up different instruments. Here I have chosen 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do the connection. You have like bots.io API key and secret key. And yeah, this is the sync receiver, which takes the signals and trades this automatically on this platform. So if I'm removing this, okay, I write plus, so it should be also removed, bang, and see, this is closed now. Normally we're getting a better price on bots.io because bots.io is using Binance. So now I want to show you the last example, example C. You can also find on our website. It's TradeManager executes 3 different market maker bots. It means on 3 levels on the ask and 3 levels on the bid. I prepared this little demo here. So yeah, this is the same as I showed you just on the website, just doing nothing at the moment. So if I go on the TradeManager, and yeah, it's a for dairy bit chose the instrument is the weekly one, because I'm getting a rebate, not paying anything for this. So if I press start, it starts quoting. You can see 3 levels. The price, and we're doing different volume, and this is also determined here in this nice setup. So this is customized, so you can see the basic TradeManager system, same settings here, but now you can see also an extra tab, which is a bot running in TradeManager directly. Originally it was developed on JForex, and TradeManager is JForex compatible, so we can run it directly in here, because quoting must be very fast, so we can't use any synchronization from any other account. Yeah, so we're waiting for Phil now, and yeah, it's just doing its job. And let's see, I can change this one. So it's not very volatile, not much going on. But sometimes, yeah, here you can see our prices here in the depth of market. Yeah, where's the ask price, there's a bid price over 3 quotes. So anytime it gets filled, it will repeat and give us close position or fill position. Okay, that's it for the moment. Thank you for listening, and see you later.
Okay. Bernhard, if you're out there.
What's the year?
Yeah, I'm here. So we have a big audience here. I don't know. I had a lot of people showing interest in this. What we can do, since nobody's here, I'll ask you a bunch of questions. Maybe might until maybe somebody may show up. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just trying to get back control of my screen here. And here. So, yeah, here I'm just trying to disable sharing my screen. Stop, there we go. And I should be back online. Come on. Oh, I have a conflict with my recording software, so I'll have to do audio only. So I guess regarding the platform, that was a pretty good demo. Thanks for doing that. What I'll do is I'll put this up on YouTube as well. And I guess my first question is, just from what I'm seeing right now with MotoWave, there might be a great platform to prototype in if you can interface it with MotoWave. That's one good option. What I was thinking over the last few days to really blow up the adoption of this thing is it possible you could probably write some kind of API front end in Python to this? Because I think if you do, your system would get more massively adopted. And just as a sample, just set up a demo server and then just give a sample of a few instruments that people can play around with on an API sample. And then when they want to go into production and use your platform live, I don't know how you're planning to bill for it, but it's just another option to give you to really blow open your customer base. Because right now I'm running a survey. Actually, I could show you the questions. Right now I'm running a survey on my system here. Let me just share my screen here. If you go into my community, I'm currently running a question sort of with you in mind. Let me see here. Hopefully this will open up. Come on. Okay. So here we are. I'm running this survey here. So question is, my priority path to building a custom and algo. I'm putting algo in brackets because they may not want to go algo or automated. Custom algo trading solution is using one of three options. Python hand coded to build algo trading scripts, 100%. Nobody's interested in MotoWave using a Java SDK. Nobody's interested in using a C++ hand coded algo trading app or system. I think a lot of people want everything in Python. I mean, from what I'm seeing, that's majority of the market when it comes to automated trading. Everybody wants everything in Python, and it's 100%. I mean, it's only 9 votes, but still, if there was an interest in something like MotoWave, you may get 1 or 2. But when you get everybody wanting to do everything in Python, it just came to as an idea to really blow open the platform that you got is to develop some kind of API front end to it in Python, and then people can play around with the server, different server, I guess apps and software that you have within the server, and then just give people a subset to a sample server, give them access to maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 simulated trading assets across different connectors that you've built. And then if they're interested, then you just open up the API to them if they want to continue with Python, that you can still sell your service, but allow them to develop it and connect it with their own Python libraries and packages, and still do interfacing into your system using Python. Because it's quite clear to me, and I would say the last 2 years, that majority of the market does want Python, and it's been like that for a while. Because I sell both Python solutions and MotoWave as well. MotoWave is more geared towards discretionary traders, but if it comes to technical, I'd say 90% want Python. Okay, because majority of the responses I'm getting lately, since I switched over to that Aweber email service, most of the responses I get are for programmers. Okay, so I am addressing 3 primary markets. I'm addressing traders, experienced traders. I just had a conversation with one guy yesterday who was from TD Ameritrade. It was a VP. He's running his own platform, his own strategies. He's an experienced futures trader, working with NinjaTrader, and he wants to jump over to another platform. And I told him look at Linux, and he's interested in MotoWave. I had a guy this morning who wants to use MotoWave, but I'm just trying to see if he really wants to do more Python than MotoWave. So it's a mixed bag right now, and that's just current. But as I said, using the survey, majority of people want Python. So it's just the way it is. It's the way the market is. So I don't know. I'm going to shut up now. So if you have any ideas, Bernhard, on as a response to that, or I don't know.
Yeah, the question of the programming language is solved by the skills you have. I mean, you can do a lot on your Python, and Python is already understandable. We did the conversion from Python to Java.
Yeah.
Before, but Java to Python. I think it doesn't matter so much. Each language has strength and weakness, and it's more like the logic behind it that matters. I mean, if you have an SMA crossing, if you do it as in Python or in Java, it doesn't matter. It's just 10 lines of code. But when it gets to more complexity, I would be glad not doing this in MetaTrader and QL4 language, because this is not object-orientated. And in Java, also in Python, you can create very complex systems.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, so you could tap into the...
it doesn't really matter.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, repeat.
And finally, it doesn't really matter. So if somebody wants to program Python, but still wants to get the trades on Deribit, then he can do that. It's just we created a connector so you can trade even on Bybit and send the signals to Deribit with TradeManager. Okay, TradeManager is written in Java, but that doesn't mean that the person must learn Java to use it. So,
right.
On the use case, so let's say somebody wrote a nice Python for even trading view. We can connect this to TradeManager and then send it to another trading venue. So it's fine. You can do that. So it doesn't matter. It just matters the connection. And TradeManager is like a kind of middleware.
Yeah. So
connect spot in Python. We can connect that. To another trading.
So if you have that ability with Python, I think that will magnify your audience by times who knows what, because majority of the customers that I come across or potential want, I'd say, like I said, 90% want whatever in Python, just the way of the market. And with Python having really strong machine learning and all that, that's another area that people want. So I'm just thinking with Python might be a better option for you because of what you're going through with MotiveWave right now. So and it's open. Yeah. It's open source and it doesn't limit you as well with Python.
Yeah, no, it's great, and I think if somebody is very familiar with Python and very good quant developer, why not doing this in Python?
Yeah.
Create your best spot done and on the most favorite platform. But sometimes you want the spot on another platform, and here comes TradeManager into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just do your trades in your environment and where you optimize it. And once there's a signal, we just send it to another platform. And
exactly.
Get a price, get a larger field. We can also use like a liquidity.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Field where you get bad slippage.
Right.
If you use a liquidity provider, or there's Hype, for instance, it's a 1 cent spread of Bitcoin, and then yes, why not?
Yeah, yeah. I think Bitcoin. Sorry, out of all, call it a connector, a bridge, whatever you want to call it. Out of all the ones that you've got available, I can guarantee you that Python won't be the #1 option that people will want.
Yeah, we can encapsulate like that.
Yeah.
So somebody does Python development, and once it comes to trades, we send the signals via TradeManager and other platform.
Exactly.
It's fine. It's
yeah.
absolutely. And
yeah.
TradeManager is. Can execute bots, can also do, but not Python directly. So if somebody wants to do Python, it must be done by our tool called Synchronisator. It's a German word for synchronize, actually, it's just a name for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we to another platform. But we cannot execute Python code directly, that's not possible.
No. So, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so the idea of the whole system is just connect. So it's a middleware, and we offer this more as a service than as a platform. It's more library. We taking it's like you order a new game from a game developer, and they're not starting writing pixels in machine code and 3D calculations for the GPU. No, they have an engine. So they're just doing the polygons and the connections and how the characters will react and how the bots will in this game will react.
Yeah.
So it's all about the question about this engine.
Yeah.
That's great. That's the engine we can just set up crazy trading setups very easy, and that's what the folks want. It's everywhere. They to trade like spread trading, straddle trading. Arbitrage trading, we can set this all up.
Yeah.
Without much programming. So if you have 2 arbitrage trading bots in Python and you want to trade it on another platform, it's nice.
Yeah.
You can use this middleware. But you cannot download TradeManager and
No. But that's
follow us and we organize that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's good that you set up some kind of web API that people call via Python, and it's your server edition software that will communicate with what comes in via the API. It's not very difficult to do in Python, but we have an example. We got Mark here. Hey, Mark. Mark, you're able to talk if you want. As I understand it, you're wanting to do everything in Python. I'm just gonna sort of revisit what Bernhard's got. But with Bernhard, what he's got a fairly sophisticated, call it a platform, Java-based, Linux-based. It can be run on whatever servers. And then if you have a connector to his any of the exchanges and brokers he supports, then you can execute trades among any of those brokers or exchanges, be it crypto or Forex. Plus, he also supports interactive brokers, so that opens that up. So where it might help you is if you've got a platform available with signals, and you want another piece now to execute the trades. Bernhard's system, I think, would be a really good fit for somebody who has, they're developing a set of scripts that generate signals, but they don't have a place to execute the trades. I think Bernhard's platform could be really useful for that type of environment if you make available the connection between Python to his server software. He's got the two major ones: is the TradeManager and the Synchronizer. Mark, if you got any questions you might have for Bernhard at all, based upon what I've explained.
No, not at the moment, but I'll definitely take a look. It sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks for the.
No problem, because I think you might be interested in what he's got available for your situation. Because why don't you explain to Bernhard what you're planning to do? You want to run a crypto data analytics service, correct?
Crypto data, I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, it's like, from what I understand, is to develop a crypto data analytics service, and then it generates signals. But now with Bernhard's connectors, you'd be able to take those signals and do live trading with them, with that type of service. So that might work in conjunction for somebody like Mark, I guess, if I'm correct in understanding what's needed. Or might not be Mark, might not have that type of platform, but somebody else will. I might have gotten him confused with someone else. I don't know if this is as big of an audience we'll get tonight, Bernhard. With Mark, if you might have some other questions, Mark, at all, or comments, because I was anticipating to have a bigger audience tonight, based upon the numbers I saw in my meetups. Go ahead.
No, it definitely is a possibility. I have to take a look at the link. And yes, my goal is to build signals and data analytics scanners, that sort of thing. And then executing trades is, executing trades is harder. Like right now, I only have my system set up to do a couple of centralized cryptocurrency exchanges, and of course there's more.
So with that in mind, how like if you have a customer, how are they going to interface with your service? Through like a web front, like a
That's my thinking. I mean, a web front, a website, or an API, or it might be B2B. I mean, the reality is, I'm still pretty early. I'm pretty early stage still. I think.
Understood.
But I'm thinking through a variety of options. So
okay.
It would be useful to just see what's out there, to see what I what I can interface with.
Yeah, one option that I would do, what I'm actually looking at is maybe something like MotoWave or a Python set of scripts that they work with that generates the signals and then merge it with something like with what Bernhard's got. As I'm like you, I'm in early stages with it. And the other problem is for me, once you get into this line of work, I have to be regulated, right? Because I'm now handling people's trades, like live orders. So I have to be kind of leery of that right now. How's the regulation where you are to set up that kind of operation? You're in Hong Kong, right?
I mean, usually the regulation is lower. As a general rule. However, and as a general rule, the taxes are lower. However, it is still regulated, and so if I were to, start executing trades, I mean, I can't just do that immediately, and I'd have to be pretty far along, and I'd have to go through some process and I'd probably need partners as well.
Yeah.
But I've been talking to people. There's tons of people doing it here too. So I've been talking to people about how that would go.
Right.
How much investment would be needed and that sort of thing. So yes. So I think I hope that answers your question.
Where would your primary market be, in Hong Kong or let's say China mainland or?
This is funny. Probably not China mainland because of China's pretty negative take on crypto at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm at the moment focusing on crypto just because I know it's a pretty bear market for crypto right now, but it's my interest, and mainland China, they basically banned it. There's some news coming out that yes, actually still 20% of the mining is taking place in the mainland, and there's a court case in Shanghai that said, oh no, cryptocurrency is real property. So they keep going back and forth, but I think the overall trend is the mainland China is pretty against it. So I think my clients would be actually more international and in Hong Kong itself.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but you don't worry about things like where China is now encroaching more and more on the liberty of Hong Kong and taking away Hong Kong's liberty, and it'll be more roped into the tighter regulation of mainland China?
Of course, I'm concerned about that.
Yeah.
I am, of course, concerned about that. However, I how do you say this? I kind of think that what China's going to do with Hong Kong is turn it into a distinct jurisdiction.
Right.
Like a lot of countries have that sort of thing. They have the United States has the Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and then the United Kingdom has a zillion different things, little islands, where they have very different financial regulations. And I think that's basically Hong Kong is China's example of that. And I don't think they're going to get rid of that completely.
Right.
It's just not going to turn into a normal mainland city. They do appear to want to alter the political freedom and political speech rights of Hong Kong, and of course that's very concerning.
Right.
So I don't, but I suspect the taxes will remain low. They might go up, but I would bet against it turning into a complete mainland city. Although people strongly disagree with my opinion on that, I have to say. and I am, even though I've been here for 3 years, I'm an outsider. I grew up here. I don't understand the political system as deeply as some of the people who disagree with me on that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you always,
yeah,
you always. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
yeah, that's that.
Well, I mean, Asia overall is an interesting market because you have Malaysia and Thailand that are just booming right now, as an economy, as an advanced society, very friendly towards crypto. So, I guess you have a pretty nice customer base there in Indonesia as well. But I think you're in a good standing. Sounds like what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that what you're saying, that the wider area is really good. I mean, there's actually something called I can't remember the name of it, but it's actually somebody on Reddit discovered that there's a very small circle, about 1/16 the area of the Earth's surface, and if you draw that circle on a sphere, it encompasses half of the world's population.
Yeah.
And that circle is here in Southeast Asia, and it basically, Hong Kong is very close to the center of that circle. It's like the Valkyries circle. I can't remember the exact name, but yeah, it's true. This is right near where all the people are. Southeast Asia is going to start exploding. There's going to be some manufacturer movement away from China and into Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, all of these places.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, we got Predrag on, known as Peppy, on board. Welcome, dude. Everyone is unmuted. Yeah, regarding Hong Kong, I think it's really good, but I'll have to tell you, I've been discouraged with crypto for the last 2 months. But I don't know if you've seen the headline from what's his name, Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan. He's put out a really positive sounding news bite saying that there will be a substantial return once Bitcoin comes off its lows, and it will just really super rally. I've been hearing it might go down as low as $9,000, but it could boom. But where you got to watch is the on-chain analysis. But it's possible. I will tell you right now, I'm seeing more talk of Monero as the real true hedge, just putting that out there. It's been rallying up until last week, 75% over the last 2 weeks. So just keep your eyes on Monero for hodling. I don't know, Petrag just joined us. He probably missed everything. Sorry, I don't know if I heard someone there. Yeah, so Bernhard, I'll try to work on some other ideas to help out to expand your audience, but I think if you add in a front end to some kind of wrapper, Python, that talks to your server editions, you can do really well. If you want to say something, Bernhard?
Yeah, I said that but maybe the others missed that.
Yeah.
We can do Python trades, signal transfer. So what we developed is just a middleware. We did a great Python script and runs it on any platform. You can take the signals and send it to another platform, and if somebody does that for many robots or many platforms, we can all send them to one. Let's say you want to create a balanced, diversified basket, because you want to get rid of all these drawdowns. So what you do, you take many diversified strategies. Could be on one broker or one exchange, but could be also many. Could be written in Python, but could be also written in other languages. With TradeManager, you can pull these trades and send them to one, I would say, like kind of meta not MetaTrader, Meta Broker, like Exante or Interactive Brokers, where they all can get executed. So you're trading one basket with one major brokers doing all these trades for you. And this is not possible on Deribit or like on other exchanges like FTX. You can just trade crypto, a little bit forex now. If you want to start with oil or sugar, 11 or something, futures on ICE exchange, for example, as well, then of course you need a broker that covers all your assets, all your instruments. But it doesn't matter if you're good with Python and you have developed your crypto pot on Bybit or something, or FTX, name it. Then just be sending the signals, balance, single weight them, and you have a weighted, diversified portfolio on your receiving account, and it's market neutral, so you can make money. Market growth and also on slumps, so it's fine.
Well, how I envision your sort of setup, it's sort of like a smart routing, where if you have an interactive broker, a smart routing option when you route a trade, it'll figure out the best exchange to go on for the fastest. Yeah. So the only disadvantage is that whatever you want to add in your mix of exchanges and brokers, you have to have the funding available in those particular brokers and exchanges. So it's really good for a setup for a institutional, for sure.
Yeah, they love this because now they can set up any crazy idea they have, and we are not limited to any smart routing we have implemented in IB or Exante or some other places. We can create our own. Mm-hmm. So this is a middle library. We are programmers. We can make it happen. If you want a special routing algorithm, I did this in forex. Like Sugden had a big problem at settlement time. It's 21 o'clock GMT or 22 winter o'clock, and you couldn't trade Sugden, so you had to exclude that. Liquidity provider and trade in other trading venues. Also, LMAX has the same problem as 15. I always call it the coffee break. LMAX has a 15-minute coffee break. So, based on your setup, on your trading setup, you can route this on your demand, on your request, and make it perfectly routing. Not just any routing like AlgoTrader has or like other platforms have. We create our own. This is possible now. It makes it strong.
Yeah. It's pretty powerful stuff what you built out. Unless any of you guys have any more questions at all. If not, we can wrap her up. I think it's about almost an hour now. So what I've done is I posted Bernhard's demo video on the Telegram channel. I'll also post that and this on the YouTube as well. Any other questions? You want to add anything or comment anything, Bernhard?
Sorry, say it again.
Do you want to add any other comments to this?
I think watch the video and you see some possible, and I think it's just a start. There are crazy systems possible now. Combinations, arbitrage, smart routing based on customer requests. It's amazing what we can do with this tool now. And happy to receive any questions, and just watch the video and look on the website, and then let's talk.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Thanks a lot, Bernhard. I will. I definitely just opened up your link and look at the video. It looks really interesting.
Thanks.
I know Predrag joined us late, but as I said, there's a video out there. Bernhard, do you want to do this again Monday night again as a part 2 at all, or is this enough?
Yeah, we can do that, especially when there's some question. We can answer the question to the audience.
Yeah.
So I think this way, because this is your main business, collect the questions and then you can answer this on
Yep.
Monday.
We can do that live Monday at 7 p.m. then as part 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah, I'm still in Canada, so it's a good time for me. Otherwise, when I'm back in Europe, 7 p.m. is really late.
Yeah. I know Mark is. Yeah. I did get some comments. People were wanting to do it earlier, but we're trying to adjust the U.S. market. I think Predric's the only one from the States on this.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Anybody else got any questions at all? Comments? If not, we can tear it down. Thanks for coming out. We'll continue this on Monday night, okay, Bernhard?
Yeah, cool.
This will get blown up to quite a few people, and they'll hopefully watch the video, and we'll have some questions for you again on Monday, and more people hopefully.
Brian, one question: are you going to upload this on the Telegram channel? Or?
Yeah, it's already up on the Telegram channel on the Quant Labs
Okay.
news. I just did it an hour ago.
Perfect. But also this call today.
Yeah, Are you
going to upload that?
Yeah, I'll put this up on YouTube as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem, man. Anybody else? Questions, comments? If not, we'll give it a tear down. All right. I guess thanks a lot, Bernhard, for putting the time in to get this presented. We'll continue this on Monday night then. This Monday. Okie dokie, I guess. All right. So thanks again. Thanks, guys. I'll get this all posted in the next few hours, and we'll go from there. All right.
Thank you, Brian, for doing this.
No problem. No problem.
Yes.
Okay. Have a good night, guys. See you.
Bye.
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 See you. Bye.